Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rossburg, Ohio, the house that Earl built for tonight's MVRL Week 5 action. The Eldora Speedway, you're looking live. Late models on the track now. Got about 25 in the house right now, ready to go. Of course, I am Bradley Wilson, joined up here in the booth as always by Robbie Buckner. Robbie, you ready for some Week 5 action?
Week 5, we're at Eldora. It should be fun, man. Like you said, this is the house that Earl built and Tony's made great. So let's see what we can do.
Well, here we go. As you see right now, late models on the track. There's Shane, Showtime, Kelly in the 7 car. Pull your ticker up. Give me 1 second here. There's the ticker. On top of the board, you've got Cole Harvey, Blake Heather, Heath Lawson, Jacob Leverstein, and Christopher Lewis rounding out your top 5. Then you've got Frank Gonzalez, Darren J. Darren Literal, Joey Lamb, Dustin Hall, Eric Tupper, your top 10 right now, Rob.
Yeah, right now the top 10 look pretty good, looking pretty fast. Jacob Leverstein, winner of 2 of the last 3 races, had a little bit of rough luck last week, wasn't able to make it 3 in a row. Joey Lamb actually ends up winning from the outside pole position last week, so be interesting to see if Joey can get 2 in a row or if Leverstein comes back to retake his claim to the title as the fastest driver in the MVRL.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I talked to Joey Lamb earlier today. He said he thought he had a pretty good hot rod. They've spent some time testing here at the house that Earl built, so we're going to see if maybe he can make it 2 in a row tonight, as he was pretty stoked about that win last week. I'll tell you what, Rob, why don't you see if you can't dial up the driver of the number 81, Mr. Excitement. We'll get a pre-race interview with him.
All right, 1 second here. Joey Lamb, Robbie Buckner, Backwards Hat Production. Got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, Joey, last week you were able to go out, started on the outside of the front row, battled with Chris there for a little bit, able to eventually take over the lead about midway through the race and hold him off for the rest of the race there. What's it going to take tonight to possibly get that pole and lead all the laps?
Oh, it's going to take a fast damn race car, I can tell you that much right now. We got a pretty quick one. I don't know if we'll be quick enough to start on the pole, but I think if we start in the top 3, we got a pretty decent shot tonight. Might be able to throw a couple slide jobs, but other than that, I think we're pretty much going to be locked to the top and then kind of work our way down to the middle. Some people might try the bottom, but we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like right now in practice, looking at most drivers are taking that high line right up against the cushion, pretty much letting that right rear graze the fence as it comes through the corners. This race tonight, man, you know, it's Eldora, it's big, it's wide, it's fast, but like you said, it tends to get locked down towards the top. Is it going to take somebody being willing to risk it and run on the bottom and try and find that extra moisture to actually get to the front? Or do you think we're going to have a train ride tonight as everybody just pretty much locks bumpers and rides the top and waits for a mistake?
I'd really like to see the bottom come in. I'd really like to see a lot of good racing, but I'm kind of a realist too. I think a lot of it's going to be to the top, waiting on that mistake, and whoever can get out front earliest is going to have the best time. So,
well, heck yeah, brother. Well, we appreciate you taking some time to talk to us tonight. As always, man, anybody want to give a shout out, thanks to before we let you go?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to give a shout out to my sponsors really quick. Tidal Brewing, Russell Brown Race Cars, they just came on board. Cruise 343, I know they're out there watching. K&F Racing, Backwards Hats, BA Graphics, Aces and 8s, and everybody, all the fans out there watching. And let's do this. It's Eldora, baby.
Well, heck yeah, Joey. Best of luck in the upcoming qualifying session.
Thanks, sir.
Well, that was last week's winner, Joey Lamb. Hopefully optimistic, I would say, tonight, Robbie, as we get set to go here. Got about 11 minutes of practice left. We're going to carry on through the pre-race show, take you right up to qualifying as we get set to see some of the best racing around. Right now, you're getting a look at downtown Ronnie Brown in the 29 car as he and Blake Heather, along with Brendan Elzoff, continue to work some practice laps. I tell you what, Robbie, while you're down there in the pits, why don't you drum up another interview for us as we continue to watch on from high up here in the press box. Jacob Leverstein, interesting note while we wait on Robbie to find his next victim to interview. Leverstein goes to the top of the board with a 15.712. That is quick time over Heath Lawson's 15.751.
All right, let's see if we can get this guy away from his crew for a little bit and have a word with him. Chris Outside Outlaw. Blah. Chris Arencia, the Outside Outlaw. This is Robbie Butner backwards hat. You got a copy, bud? One more time here. Chris Arencia, Robbie Butner backwards hat production. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, man, how's it going, brother?
Man, I tell you, man, it's been going good, man. You know, every time we come to a track like this, and really any track we go to, you're one of the guys everyone talks about that they got to beat week in, week out. But so far this season, man, a lot of bad luck for you, a lot of early misfortune in most of these races, man. What's it going to take to get yourself locked in that top 10 tonight and get a good starting position so that you can avoid that carnage there at the beginning?
We just got to qualify good. We hadn't been too good at it all year. You know, we battered our way up there the last 2 weeks and just found some trouble, or else I feel like we could have been up there contending for a win. But we're gonna see what we got this week.
Well, heck yeah, brother. You know, last year you came out won two or three races in a row. I think it was 3 races in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Last season. Wins haven't came so far for you this year, but I know it's right around the corner. You're knocking on the door. Your teammate won 2 out of the last 3 races, so we know the race cars you guys are putting out there on the track are definitely quick this year. What's your thoughts going into this race? You think we're going to be locked down on the top, or you think we're going to be 3 wide grooves all the way around here?
Well, I'm hoping that we get some multiple grooves so we can get some good racing in. We like that high side, but we'll slice and dice them wherever we can. Yeah, we don't mind going 3 wide, so I'd like to see some good racing going.
Heck yeah, brother. Like I said, I just want to get a word with you. I know this year we hadn't talked to you much. It's kind of been a checkers of records kind of year so far, and hopefully tonight we can see you with that checker flag when it's all over with, man. So thank you for taking some time out to talk to us, man. And before I let you go, is there anybody you want to give a shout out or thanks to?
Oh yeah, man! All my teammates out here. I've got Jacob Leverstein, Jr. Bash, Darren General. Our team sponsors, Dirt All Access, Ultimate Super Series. We got MV Suspensions just jumped on board with us. That's a big deal. You guys up in the booth, man, we love coming here and racing with you guys. It's always exciting, and we'll talk to you in a little while.
All right, brother. Well, best of luck in the upcoming qualifying session.
Yes, sir.
You see the cars on pit road, the drivers' meeting taking place now. Robbie, if you had to pick a favorite in going into tonight, who do you think it's going to be?
Well, I'll give you 3 drivers. I'll give you who I think is the odds-on favorite to win this thing. I'll give you who I think is a good chance to win it and a dark horse to win it.
The old bet place show. Let's hear it.
The old bet place show. If I was a betting man, putting my money down, you can't go wrong with the 777 Leverstein. Like I said, he's won 2 out of the last 3 races. Could have won 3 out of the last 3, but unfortunately got caught up in some incidents last week. Definitely has a fast race car again tonight. As you see, he's on top of the leaderboard here in practice. So he'd be my lock to win tonight. Another guy though that I think you cannot discount going into this thing, and definitely going to be a driver to look out for. That 81 of Joey Lamb. Joey's 4th quickest right now. Joey loves this place. This place and Charlotte are 2 of Joey's favorite tracks. Joey has amazing luck here, so wouldn't discount Joey at all. And then full-blown dark horse going in tonight. Well, I'll be honest with you. My dark horse tonight, I'm gonna go with the Joker's card. I'm gonna go with Frankie Gonzalez as my my dark horse to win it tonight. You know, Frankie currently sits P7 on the board. Frankie's had a lot of bad luck this year. Definitely is quick enough to try and get out here and win one of these things. He's due for one. They'd be my dark horse, and then, you know, like I said, talking to the last guy we talked to, Chris Arencia, the Outside Outlaw. Chris Arencia, you can't count him out no matter where. He's just had some rough luck this year, but I tell you, once the win comes, it's going to be like opening the floodgate for that guy.
Well, you know, you talk about Frank Gonzalez and the bad luck. He has had a run of it, but still manages to fight through and point racing them to death. Currently, you know, sits inside the top 10 in standings. So definitely a great pick there, folks, as you continue to watch on. There's the Rocky Top Outlaw Eric Tupper in the 115 car. Taking some more practice laps. Got about 5 minutes left. Hey, if you're out there watching, show us some love. Drop us a line. Let us know where you're watching tuning in from. Also, give us your picks. Who do you think's going to steal the show tonight, week number 5, as we get set to go?
How about that? We got Brett Rolls out in the chat. Frankie Gonzalez out in the chat. Tom Fan out in the chat. Or Tom Ferris out in the chat. I tell you, man, these guys are in for a heck of a show tonight. Frankie and Brett are both in this race, and if I'm not mistaken, Brett Rolls was in the hospital earlier this week, if I heard correctly. So, you know, heck of a job for him to be out here this week, if that's true what I heard.
Definitely so. Man, as I take a look at the leaderboard right now, down at the bottom, you look down at the very bottom, sitting in the outhouse right now, is the 89 car of John Kennedy. Usually someplace he's not really used to being. I tell you what, Rob, see if you can make your way down to the 89 hauler and see if maybe it's just problems for Kennedy earlier, if he's having a problem getting the dial in.
Well, Bradley, I'm standing down here with the guy we call the president, John Kennedy. John, Robbie Buckner, backwards hat, man, what's going on tonight?
Not too much.
Now, are you just sandbagging the field right now, or are we having some issues with the setup tonight, bud?
We're trying some new stuff out tonight. Not working too great, but...
Man, put that trusty setup from last week in there, the one that let you get up there and qualify into your first heat or main event for the season. Put that thing in there and let her eat, as you like to tell me on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah, this is sort of a hybrid of that, but it was sort of just a test. Probably gonna change some stuff up before we go to race.
Okay, you think you got enough speed though down in that hauler and in the shocks and in the springs to get you in the top 10?
I think so. We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay, brother. Well, best of luck to you tonight, man. Like I said, we wanted to check on you. We noticed you were down there in the speed charts. We was wondering if you were trying stuff out like you said you were, or if we were just one of those off nights tonight. But as always, man, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Thanks to you guys for broadcasting this. Michael for putting it on, and everybody out there watching.
Heck yeah, and John, feel sorry about the other night.
No problem.
Well, that was the president, John Kennedy, right now. As you heard him, folks, just trying to search for some speed. Go out there and make a few more practice laps, I'm sure, in that 89 car, as we've got the 2-minute 30-second mark before we roll it over to qualifying to see who's going to be the drivers to lock themselves in right out of qualifying. If you're joining us for the first time here for the MVRL, qualifying, Robbie, and heat races definitely take on a whole new meaning, as we're going to lock in the top 10 as always. After qualifying, from there on, it's just a madhouse to see who's going to fill out the rest of the field. There are no B mains, there is no second chances. It's making it a heat race or transfer to the hauler.
Yeah, each heat, 10 cars are going to qualify and lock themselves in through the qualifying session here. Top 10 will be locked into the main event, and after that, we're going to have some heat races. And I think 22 cars are starting tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So, depending on the amount of heats we have tonight, will depend on how many people advance.
Well, here we go, folks. It's go time, and we're going to watch it from the grandstands for the most part, as we've got a camera set up there to capture all the action of qualifying. Driver's going to try to put their name on top of the board, be inside that top 10. You see them rolling out there now from the turn 1 camera. That is Leverstein going to try to be one of the first ones to do it. There's the 83 car of Luttrell out of the Mid-South region. Gives you a great idea. If you've never been to the Eldora Speedway, we're going to try to put you as close to that action as we can. Virtue of our grandstands cam. As you see the 83 car out there making some laps now. There's the 12 car of Trevor Drake out of the Plains region. Right now, though, it's going to be Jacob Leverstein on top of the board with a 16.011. That is quick time. Next closest will be Eric Tupper. He just times in with a 16.016. And to the top of the board again goes Leverstein. Going to improve that time. Now it's going to be Tupper, Cole Harvey, Jake Luttrell, Dustin Levernight going to go to second on the board with a 15.927. Robbie, this track still got a lot of speed in it through qualifying, even after practice.
Yeah, still a lot of speed in it. We're only a tenth off of what they were running in practice, so the track really is holding its moisture right now and it's holding its speed. But I tell you right now, the battle's going to be for that 10th and final transfer spot, as Jared Hazen has now gone to 10th spot on the board.
Look at Brett Rolls. Like Robbie said, if our information's correct, did a little hospital stint in the middle of the week. Now going to be back out here with these guys. As it'll be Tupper still. Now Heath Lawson going to go to third on the board. You see him there in the 2 car, ladies and gentlemen, out of the Mid-South region. Shane Kelly going to be 4th, Levernight 5th. As they continue to roll in, Frank Gonzalez going to time in. And look at that, Robbie. Jesse Mason on the bubble right now. But the Michigan driver going to put it up in the top 10 so far.
Heck of a lap there by Jesse. Jesse's another one of those guys that struggled to make main events this year. Locking himself in through qualifying would be a great boost for him.
As you see Heath Lawson continue on, there's John Kennedy out there making laps now. Kennedy's going to be about 14th on the board after qualifying. Now, see people start to file in. You'll see a few more out there just kind of taking some laps. One of those going to be the 41 car of Michael Rafferty. Brendan Elzoff out there as well. Qualifying laps already turned in, but you know, that's one thing about Elzoff, Robbie. He doesn't ever squander the extra track time that you can get here, even if it's only about a minute. Maybe find something that you've missed and be able to correct it.
Yeah, Brendan definitely takes full advantage of all track time. He's out there the entire time, so definitely be exciting to see how it plays out for him. But looks like we're ready for our first heat. We're going to have 3 heat races. So top 4, I believe, are possibly going to transfer.
There's a good look at the front end of the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck. And how about this, Robbie? Starting on the pole, heat race number 1. It's going to be last week's winner out of North Carolina. Well, no, I'll take that back. Now they're gridded up. It's going to be Blake Heather in the 97 car to the inside of the front row. To his outside, I'm still waiting for that position to agree.
John Kennedy.
John Kennedy, El Presidente, going to be outside row number 1.
Inside row number 2 is going to be the 81, last week's winner, Joey Lamb, the Jedi. And to Joey's outside is going to be the 28 of Christopher Lewis.
1 row back from that's where you're going to find Trevor Drake out of the Plains region in the 12 car. To his outside, the 033 car, that is Jared Crumrun, also out of the Plains region.
Yeah, and starting shotgun on the field is going to be the 16 of Michael Redding.
Michael Redding, the Evil Outlaw out of Batesville, Arkansas, the Wheeler Metals BA Graphics ride. You see him going to pull out on the track there. Robbie, a lot of fast cars as always in Heat 1. We're going to get ready to do battle.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting race here, as you basically have 2 teammates and 2 teammates starting on the inside with the president on the outside with Christopher Lewis. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. You know, all the drivers talk about the high side being the group right now. So I know John Kennedy's goal is going to be to not let Blake Heather get away from him here on the start and be able to stay to his outside when they get to the corner.
Well, folks, as you may notice the light box there, we're in the flag stand right now. We've got a camera up there as well. You'll watch the cars work through 1 and 2. Lights out on the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck. Out of turn number 4 is going to be Blake Heather with control of the field. John Kennedy to his outside as here we go. Chevy Silverado Pace Truck makes the hard left. Green flag in the air. Heather going to waste no time on the loud pedal. Heat race number 1 is underway.
Yeah, Blake got a really good start there. Was able to get to the high side and block off Kennedy. Kennedy's following deep in line behind him, but the battle right now is for third place with Joey Lamb and Christopher Lewis. Joey throws it real deep. He's actually going to almost battle for second coming off the fourth.
There's a great shot from the roof cam of Joey Lamb. Right up, slide job. Christopher Lewis now going to try to cross him over down the back straightaway. A little contact. Here we go, folks. It's on heat race number 1. Lewis now going to get the spot. That's going to drop Lamb back to 4th, and now Lamb's going to fall into the clutches of Trevor Drake.
Yeah, Trevor Drake trying to make his way into this battle, but Christopher Lewis let Joey slide him, but crossed him over and was able to clear him out of 4 and is able to actually put about a car length gap now on Joey. And he's now set his sights on the 89 of El Presidente there, John Kennedy.
Look at that as they flirt with that thin line between being fast and wrecked down the back straightaway. It's Christopher Lewis now going to look to the bottom of John Kennedy. We're going to go down the front straightaway. 11 laps to go. It's 5 down. Right now, it's all Blake Heather out front, checked out. But John Kennedy, Chris Lewis, Joey Lamb, they're doing battle, and here comes Drake back on the bottom.
Yeah, Trevor Drake on the very bottom, trying to make it 3 wide there for a minute. Right now, though, Christopher Lewis is going to have to try and hold off Joey Lamb as Joey throws it deep, and he's going to come up a little bit short. Christopher able to beat him off the corner. Christopher now is going to try and throw it to the inside of John Kennedy as they go through 3 and 4.
Look at this, high from the backwards Hat Productions blimp. You've got him, cover him with a Dixie napkin. John Kennedy going to get the wall just a little bit through 1 and 2. That's going to allow Christopher Lewis to get there. We'll see if he can do anything with him. Slide job into turn number 3. The battle hot and heavy for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Lewis is able to clear him.
Oh, contact. Joey Lamb, John Kennedy, heavy contact. Lamb's going to continue on. Looks like Kennedy may have got the worst of it, losing wholesale real estate, possibly sliding outside the transfer.
Yeah, it definitely looks rough now as he's battling Michael Redding for that 5th spot right now. But, oh, watch the 033. Crumrine throw it in there on Kennedy.
Oh! Around goes Crumrine. We'll see if it brings out the caution. Crumrine still sits there. Here comes your leader, Blake Heather. Crumrine going to get going. Heather almost makes contact with him. Crazy turn of events. It's 5 laps to go. Nonetheless, Blake Heather still your leader. 2nd place right there, Christopher Lewis, and it's opened up a little bit back to 3rd place of Trevor Drake.
Yeah, Trevor Drake, Christopher Lewis is pretty much comfortably in the field right now. But I tell you,
all right, man, caution is out.
Now, delayed caution there. Not exactly sure. 4 laps to go. I believe we're going to go back green, and this is going to make an exciting ending to heat race number 1, as we probably should see a green-white checkered here, Rob.
Yeah, we should see a green-white checker here to finish this thing, but kind of curious what brought the caution out. I can't see any reason for it other than maybe Crumrine was trying to get to the pits there, and just difference in speed brought out the caution.
Crumrine took the 033 to the pits. Looks like his night will come to an end. Tough break for that driver. Out of the Plains region, it's Blake Heather right now as we get set to go here. We'll see if the lights go off on the Chevy Silverado Pace truck. It's going to be 2 laps to go. I believe we may finish this one under caution.
Yeah, it's looking like we may finish under caution, or we may get literally a 1-lap shootout here. But I'm not seeing it.
Not either. Nonetheless, man, a crazy turn of events through heat race number 1. Could put last week's winner on the outside looking in. We ride along with Blake Heather. We'll see what happens this time out of turn number 4. Lights are still on the Chevy Silverado Pace truck, indicating that the race will end under caution. So Blake Heather, one of the Joey Lamb Racing entries, going to pick up the win. Heat race number 1, punch his ticket to the show. Christopher Lewis 2nd, Trevor Drake 3rd, and I believe with the car count the way it is and the cars that are going to start, Robbie, Joey Lamb should see an entry into the A main. However, he may have to start deep in the field.
Yeah, Joey will be the final transfer spot. out of this heat. I just got confirmation top 4 advanced to the feature.
Well, good news for Lamb. Tough break for John Kennedy as he's going to miss out on the show here at Eldora tonight. Next up, though, as soon as one comes off, the next one's going to roll as we get set to look at heat race number 2. Like we will have the 85 car going to start on the front row. That's the driver out of Pennsylvania, Cole Harvey. To Cole's outside, you'll have the 114 car, the driver out of Alabama. That's Jared Beasley.
Yeah, starting third is going to be the 68 of Ronald Powell, the West Virginia Rocket. And to his outside is going to be the 331 of Dustin Hall.
One row back from that's where you're going to find Brendan Elsoff on the outside. To the inside of row number 3, that is the 19 car of David Kuntz.
And rounding out the field is going to be the 5 of Stephen Gregory.
There we go, folks, as we get set to go heat race number 2. You heard it from Robbie as he got confirmation from race control. 4 cars going to make the start in, or make the feature from heat race number 2. You got to think one of the heavy favorites coming into this one, Rob, could be Jared Beasley, the guy who's just trying to get it turned around.
Yeah, most definitely. It'll be interesting to see here, though, as we get ready to go here. But, yeah, Jared Beasley definitely looking for something to turn his luck around.
Well, here we go, folks. The field's going to work their way down the backstretch for the final time behind the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck. It'll be lights out. We're going to go green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Heat race number 2 underway. It's going to be Jared Beasley, Ronald Piles stacked up behind the 85 car of Harvey. They're going to work their way down the backstretch. Harvey out front, now Beasley. Here comes the 331 car of Dustin Hall.
Yeah, Dustin Hall digging on the bottom hard there. He's able to clear Piles coming out of 4. They head down into turn number 1. Piles is going to try and battle back. It's going to be interesting to see if Piles can get around him, or if he's going to just try and settle in and ride.
1 car off pace already. That's the 19 car of David Kuntz. As the field slowly or quickly moves up on him, Robbie, and we could see lap traffic already in heat race number 2.
Yeah, it looks like there was a little bit of contact between Elzahoff and Kuntz there at the beginning of the race. Kind of got him crossed up there, lost all of his momentum. Now it looks like the field's going to catch him as he go down the backstretch, headed in turn 4. But Kuntz is going to go to the bottom and let him get around.
Heavy damage to the 19 car. Brings out the caution as he brings it to a stop down the back straightaway. Your leader's still going to be Cole Harvey, Jared Beasley second, Dustin Hall, and Ronald Piles. Those are your transfer spots. Behind Files, you will see the 5 car of Stephen Gregory and Brendan Elsoff in the 61.
You got some really fast cars here in the top 4, and the 5th and 6th place cars ain't nothing to bat an eye at either.
And definitely another stacked heat race as we get set to go. Lights remain on the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck, signifying we're going to have at least 1 more lap under caution. Right on top of the fuel cell of Cole Harvey out of Pennsylvania. Get a good look back at the 331 of Dustin Hall. You go up on the roof cam, you'll get a little bit broader spectrum of the field there as we get set to go. It'll be lights out on the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck next time. I'll tell you what, Robbie, I'm going to let you have the call for the restart in heat race number 2.
Alrighty. Well, right now, it looks like we're going to get the 1 to go here, so we're going to be green as we come out of turn number 4. The field's going to be under the control of Cole Harvey here. Jared Beasley still to his outside. Dustin Hall runs 3rd, and Ronald Piles runs 4th. Those are your top 4 that'll transfer. But Elzenhoff and Gregory are looking to try and upset the top 4 here as we get ready to get back under green here.
It's going to be Cole Harvey out of turn number 4. Robbie, go ahead. I almost stepped on you there.
You're good, brother. Pace truck's going to be in. Field's under Harvey. Harvey's back on the loud pedal. We're underway here. Harvey's going to clear Beasley as they get down to turn number 1, and Beasley's now going to have to try and fight off all. as he's able to do it coming through 2, heading down the backstretch.
Here comes Cole Harvey, Jared Beasley, the top 2 spots. Ronald Pyle's going to throw it to the bottom under Hall. We're going to go 3 wide for the transfer spot into turn number 1.
Yeah, Elsoff riding high and dirty right now. Got that momentum. He's able to pass Pyle. He's got to the outside of Hall to go down the backstretch. Looks like Elsoff's probably going to go from 5th to 3rd here in a matter of 1 or 2 laps.
Elsoff going to dig the high side one more time through 1 and 2. It's 6 laps to go. 10 down as we continue on. Heat race number 2. Stephen Gregory back there trying to do anything he can to close the gap. Meanwhile, Ronald Pyle's so close to the transfer spot he can touch it as it's 5 laps to go.
And 5 to go as we get going here. Ronald Pyles is trying to regroup, chase down Hall as Brendan Elsoff has made his way clear of both of them. The battle, though, up front hasn't settled down as Beasley is now going after Harvey.
Beasley took a look down the inside, down the front straightaway, nothing doing. Now going to tuck it up back down the back straightaway. We'll go single file into 3 one more time. Here comes Beasley right through the slick part of the racetrack. Nothing doing, though. It's still Cole Harvey. 3 laps to go. Elsoff continues to run the cushion. High, wide, and handsome going to tickle the cush down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Elsoff has found something up there on that cushion. He's got a lot of momentum. He's made his way now to the outside of Beasley. He's going to battle Beasley for 2nd as they go down into turn number 1. Elsoff up on the wall, Beasley down in the bottom. It looks like Elsoff's going to beat him as they come off of turn number 2 and head down the backstretch.
There you saw it from the roof cam of Jared Beasley. Brendan Elsoff, the Illinois driver, going to go to 2nd here. Heat race number 2. Beasley back to 3rd, still in the transfer spot. And then you've got the battle for the transfer spot here. 1 lap to go. It's going to be Dustin Hall trying to hang on to it, the driver out of the Plains region. Pyle's going to throw it down there one more time. Nothing doing. It's going to be Cole Harvey, Brendan Elsoff, Jared Beasley, Dustin Hall transferring to the show. Ronald Pyle, Stephen Gregory, David Kuntz going to transfer to the hauler. Their night is done.
Their night is done. And speaking of another driver whose night is done, we've got a special pit reporter for the rest of the night. John Kennedy's going to join us from pit road tonight and give us an idea of what it's like down there on the inside of the pit. John, tell us what the track's like right now. You just came off of it.
It's getting a little bit slick out there up top. I think the bottom's really going to start coming in 1 and 2.
Heck yeah, brother. We look forward to it as we get ready to start heat race number 3. Bradley, let us know who's on the front row.
Here we go. The front row is going to look like this. Baby face Jaron Hazen out of the Midwest region going to start from the pole. To his outside is going to be the 71 car out of the Plains region, Richard Spar.
Inside of row number 2 is going to be the number 20 car. Doesn't show for me, J.R. Bash. But my thing shows Michael Rafferty, and Rafferty's outside should be the 29 of downtown Ronnie Brown.
Got downtown Ronnie Brown going to start outside of J.R. Bash, and then bringing up the rear of the field will be the 49 car of J.W. Anderson. Jack Daniels sponsored Lynchburg, Tennessee. As we get set to go, folks, heat race number 3 on the track.
It'll be fun here as we get ready to go. Let's see if John Kennedy's correct here about the bottom coming in. Should be fun to see. John, who are you taking in this one?
Probably gonna take Richard Spar.
All right, there you heard it from Man the Races with Richard Spar. Hazen's on the loud pedal. He's gonna get away and be able to clear Spar as they head down to turn number 1.
Hazen into turn 1. Spar going to run the top side behind him. Then you got downtown Ronnie Brown just trying to fend off J.R. Bash as we go down to complete lap number 1. See it high from the blimp right now. There's downtown Ronnie Brown going to slip into 3rd right around Bash.
A lot of names with B's there. Try not to.
A lot of B's in heat race number 3 as we continue on. One guy that don't start with a B, that's Richard Spar, as right now he currently tries to track down Babyface Hazen. Down the back straightaway, it's Jaron Hazen with about a 3-car length lead. They're going to go into 3. Here comes Ronnie Brown to the bottom.
Yeah, Ronnie Brown digging the bottom, trying to get around Spar, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it as they come off the corner. Spar now is going to set his sights on the back of Babyface as he come off of turn number 2. Spar to the inside, Babyface to the outside. Who's going to win as they go down into 3 and 4?
Spar going to throw the slider. Hazen checks up just a little bit. New leader going to be Richard Spar here. 11 laps to go. 5 down as we continue on. Now here comes downtown Ronnie Brown. He's going to try his luck into the battle.
Oh, babyface up into the wall. It's going to kill all his momentum. That's going to allow downtown Ronnie Brown to get around him. Ronnie now is going to try and set his sights against Richard Spar, but Richard Spar is starting to check out on the field.
Jaron Hazen from the pole now back to third. Got to get it reeled in quickly because there's 2 other guys that would like to spoil that A feature berth right here. Heat race number 3 going to continue on. It'll be the 49 car of J.W. Anderson. Got it a little out of shape that time through 1 and 2. Robbie corrected it nicely, though, and he'll stay in the battle.
Yeah, J.W. was able to gather it back up. Now he's chasing down Bash. Bash holds that 4th and final transfer spot as Hazen once again is up in the wall in 1 and 2.
Live look. There's the mud on the visor. He puts you right in the driver's seat with J.W. Anderson as he tries to gather it back up, try to get it going forward. However, laps winding down. It's cross flag. 7 laps to go. Your leader still Richard Spar through 3 and 4.
Yeah, Richard Spar doing a good job leading the field right now. The battle that's shaping up on the track is going to be for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Babyface is trying to hold on to 3rd. Bash is trying to take it from him, and Anderson's trying to take it from both of them.
Well, here we go, folks. It's Jaron Babyface Hazen up top right now, trying to fend off J.R. Bash and J.W. Anderson. J.W. Anderson falling back just a little bit as these top 4 kind of run single file. Robbie, you'd think no real issue here on trying to press it as these guys all locked in.
Yeah, you're locked in, but at this point, really, the only thing you're trying to do is improve that start position for yourself. You know, finishing 4th, lock yourself in is great, but 3rd heat race, finishing 4th, you're starting shotgun on this field tonight.
Good look back off the roof cam of Hazen as here comes J.R. Bash. Going to look to the inside now. Had enough of riding behind him for 3rd. He's going to challenge for it.
Yeah, Bash is down there on the bottom digging hard, but Hazen's got the momentum on the high side. Looks like the high side still got a little bit of grip up there next to the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see if Hazen's able to hold him off or if Bash is going to be able to get him as time's running out here as we are on lap 14 of 15 coming to the white flag.
Hazen going to put it right up against the wall again in 3 and 4. There you see it, selling t-shirts off the back, folks. Get them while they're hot. Jaron Hazen going to now look to just hang on to 3rd. 1 lap to go. Out of turn number 4, your winner going to be Richard Spar, then downtown Ronnie Brown, followed by Jaron Hazen, J.R. Bash. J.W. Anderson going to be done for the evening.
Yeah, definitely looking like it. I tell you what, though, you want to talk about riding the cushion and selling t-shirts. Man, doing pit reporting for us right now, John Kennedy could tell us a lot about it. John, what's it like to just have trust in the car to set it up there and let that right rear just ride that wall through the corner?
Actually, it's a lot of luck not to hit it. I mean, there's a very fine line, especially on 1 and 2. How far the cushion up is already. It's only going to get closer to the wall, and you're going to see a lot of guys bounce that right rear off the wall.
How much does that upset the car nowadays when you go in there, when the cushion's so close to the wall, and then you jump at that last little bit there? How much does that really upset the car and slow you down?
It does it a ton. I mean, if you hit it hard enough, it'll actually swing the front end around, hit it with the right front. Especially coming down through 2, that's probably the worst spot because it starts to slick off there. The cushion gets thinner, and there ain't nothing really there to catch you.
Definitely. I can only imagine the pressure that these guys are under going into a heat race, knowing that the cushion's moved up as high as it is. But you look around this track, Bradley, you look down towards the bottom, it's still pretty tacky down there on that bottom groove, in my opinion.
Definitely so. A lot of moisture still around the bottom part of the racetrack. As we've got a junkyard in practice out of turn 4, I think everybody's just about in that. But as we were saying, a lot of...
whole field is wadded up there. Sorry, caught you in the middle of the ice break.
That's all right. We were taking a little ice break there. My throat's still a little sore. What I was saying, though, there is still a little bit of moisture down around the bottom. It's going to be interesting to see who goes down there and if it's risk versus reward.
Yeah, definitely a risk versus reward situation. Don, from where you were in your heat race and practice with these guys, that bottom groove, do you think there's going to be anybody brave enough to take it?
You're going to have to set your car up to run down there and be committed to it. So you can't run the same gear on the bottom as you can the top.
So you basically have to set it up and run the bottom versus running the top.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be guys running probably 491 on the top compared to guys running like a 506 on the bottom.
That's a pretty big jump in gear there, so yeah, most definitely going to change the way you attack the track with the gear you select there. That's some good insight there from John Kennedy to kind of give you an idea of how these guys go about this. You know, it's not like an asphalt track where you pick your gear and you run whatever groove you want to run with it. It just works. So it's a lot to think about for you guys as drivers as the track starts slicking off and you get ready for the main event.
I know for me, it's always an easy choice. I definitely like to bottom feed around this place, do a little catfishing. As right now, you see Heath Lawson going to slide it down there right up against the wall. Those are the kind of moves we're talking about. You're going to go down. You'll see drivers all night long. They're going to come out of the corner, couldn't separate them with a piece of paper, and then you'll go one to the basement, one to the attic.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch these cars file off into the corner and watch the different groups. But I tell you, you're seeing right now in practice what John was telling us about. You know, that cushion in 1 and 2 is so close to the wall now. These guys are starting to jump it just a tad, and it is smacking that right in front as they're exiting the corner. Well, John, first time joining us, another junkyard in 1 and 2. First time joining us here in the booth, man. Be our pit reporter. We really appreciate you joining in and helping out tonight. The night hasn't gone the way you wanted to. But you've been out there with these guys. You've practiced with these guys. Give me your three drivers you think we need to watch here in the feature.
I think I have to watch Joey Lamb coming from 20th. And Blake either. He's not really a qualifier, but when it goes to race time, he can really get up on the wheel. And I'd probably say Heath Lawson.
All right.
Just flat out fast.
We got Joey Lamb, Blake Heather, and Heath Lawson. Bradley, what about you?
Man, the guy I've got my eye on right now, since on top of the board through this warm-up session, the outside outlaw, Chris Arencia. Of course, like you said, you can't ever count out Jacob Leverstein, who's rolling the hot hand. Man, I'm gonna take another look at a guy though. That's gonna be Shane Kelly in that 7 car, who's had a drought of kind of a dry spell of finishes, you know, where he's used to finishing, but right now 3rd quickest on the board come race time. So it's going to be interesting to see if they've got the 7 car dialed in to keep up with the track, as it's going to be doing some changing.
Yeah, most definitely. But I tell you what, though, we're getting ready to grid for the main event here tonight. So, Bradley, if you would, let's get us started and tell these people about the grid tonight.
Here we go, folks. On the front row, it's going to be the 777 car, the driver out of Virginia. That's Jacob Leverstein. To his outside, you're going to have the Rocky Top outlaw, Eric Tupper.
Yeah, inside row number 2 is going to be that fast guy that John Kennedy mentioned, Heath Lawson. And the Heath outside is going to be that outside outlaw, Chris Arencia.
1 row back from that, that's where you're going to find Shane Showtime Kelly out of the Atlantic region. To his outside is going to be the 91 car of Dustin Levernight.
Starting in 7th is going to be J. Darren Literal, and the Literal's outside is going to be that Joker's car, Frank Gonzalez.
1 row back from that, a driver who's needed a good finish, going to make the show here tonight. That's Jesse Mason out of Michigan. To Mason's outside, you're going to have the 13 car of Brett Rolls out of the Mid-South region.
Yeah, starting inside the next row is going to be that 97 of Blake Heather, winner of his heat race, and his outside is going to be the 85 of Cole Harvey.
1 row back from that's where you're going to find the 71 car of Richard Spar out of the Plains region. To his outside, the Buckeye Bullet, that's Christopher Lewis in the 28.
Starting 15th tonight is going to be that 61, the man out of Illinois, Brandon Elshoff, and Brandon's outside is going to be the number 29 of Downtown, Ronnie Brown.
One row back from that, starting in the 8th row is where, I'm not good at math, folks. Anyway, starting in the 9th row is going to be Trevor Drake. To the inside. To the outside will be Jared Beasley in the 114, the Alabama driver.
Starting 19th is going to be that 09 of Jaron Babyface Hazen. And Hazen's outside is going to be the number 81, last week's winner, Joey the Jedi Lamb.
Final row, these guys going to have to go from the outhouse to the penthouse if they want to make something happen here, is the 331 of Dustin Hall and the 20 car of J.R. Bash. Field's going to work its way through 3 and 4. You're looking at it from the tailgate of the pace truck as it's going to make the hard left. Here we go, folks. Green flag in the air. Grandpa Papa Viagra, it's on. 50 laps of late model action coming your way. It's going to be Leverstein through 1 and 2. Here comes Eric Tupper. Down on the bottom, it's Heath Lawson and Chris Orencia right there in tow.
Yeah, right now it's 3-4 wide back here in the back. Top 3 have kind of settled themselves out, except for Heath Lawson down there on the inside of Orencia as those two battle into 3 through 3 and 4 and head down the front stretch. But I tell you, it's 3-4 wide action in the back.
Basement to the attic. Everybody going to try to fight for some real estate. We go on some roof cams right now. You're going to see us scroll through quite a few. Give you a look at what these drivers are looking at. This one's from Blake Heather. Currently started in 11th, already up to 9th.
Yeah, Blake Heather doing a good job of maneuvering his way up through this field. But as you can see from his roof cam, there's not a lot of places to go as they're stacked up 2, 3, 4 wide. Frank Gonzalez gets loose.
All right, man. Caution is
That's
out. Caution is out.
big wreck.
Caution flag's going to fly. It looks like it'll be the 17 car out of Michigan, Jesse Mason, off pace down the back straightaway. Go back and see if we can take a look just what transpired. There you heard Robbie on the call. Big contact. Mason's actually going to come in and get the tail end of this. As it starts there, Frank Gonzalez, Mason going to get stacked up. The 13 car, Brett Rolls. And heartbreak already for Brendan Elshoff in the 61 car. They all kind of come piling in there last second. Mason's going to bring the 17 car to the attention of the crew.
Yeah, definitely going to come down there and use that fast repair and try and get that thing fixed and get back out there on the track. For a guy like Jesse, you know, done an excellent job qualifying tonight, was able to make his way inside the top 10, didn't have to battle through any heat races, so he definitely wants to get out there and get as many points as he can tonight. Capitalize on the fact that he was able to make the feature where a lot of other drivers weren't.
Well, folks, we've got 6 down, 45 to go. Leverstein going to be your leader still. Heath Lawson, Eric Tupper, Chris Orencia, Dustin Levernite. That's your top 5. A call out already to Blake Heather up from 11th to 8th. Definitely got that Joey Lamb racing machine headed in the right direction, folks. It's 1 to green. Lights out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck. Robbie Buckner's going to have your call on the restart.
Yeah, as we get ready to get going here, Leverstein's going to be your point guy with Lawson all the way to his outside. Now Lawson's moved up to the outside of row number 1. Which should be interesting is we got the Rocky Top and the outside outlaw there in row number 2 with Knightley Levernite in the back. The pace truck's going to make that hard left turn. Green flag is out. Leverstein gets a huge jump on the field. And that's going to allow Tupper to get to the inside Heath as they go down into 1 and 2.
Almost 4 wide through 1 and 2. Everybody going to get it sorted out down the back straightaway. You see the battle about mid-pack here. We'll say 6 through about 12 as cover them with a Dixie napkin, folks. Spar going to be down there on the bottom digging. Here comes Blake Heather up the middle. Tupper gets the wall just a little bit down the back straightaway.
Yeah, that's going to kill his momentum, and that's going to bring Shane Kelly up to him. But Tupper now battling back to the outside of Orencia down there.
Here we go. Slide jobs, crossovers already in play as you work the field, work through turn number 3. Folks, we panned out just a little bit because we wanted to give you all the action we could. As right now, some great racing going on. Spar's going to get the inside wall just a little bit going into 1. That stacked up Lamb, who had to make evasive maneuvers. Lamb started 20th, already up to 14th though, Robbie.
Yeah, Joey Lamb's doing a good job picking his way up through the field. Heather doing a good job picking his way up through the field.
Heather gets turned around.
Caution is out.
Caution flag's going to fly. As you said, it's already interrupted there. I saw we were watching the roof cam of Joey Lamb. Blake Heather going to go around. See exactly what happened there. You're going to watch the battle. Watch the battle here. Heather goes into one, gets it set just a little bit. Dustin Levernite going to make slight contact. Around goes Heather, and then hard contact for the 28 car of Christopher Lewis, the Buckeye Bullet.
Yeah, most definitely. Jared Beasley gets in there as well. 3 really good cars coming together there in the middle of 1 and 2.
Go on board with Christopher Lewis. You see the stop car of Heather. Before then, it's too late. Tell you what, Robbie, you know what time it is.
Oh, get your grandma me.
We're going to go on board the helmet cam, show you what Blake Heather saw as he gets turned around, pulls it up to the wall. There's the contact. Lewis really just nowhere to go from there. It's on, folks.
How about the job Frank Gonzalez did to miss it on the high side there?
And definitely a lot of drivers had to take some evasive action. Frank Gonzalez doing a great job of keeping that 04 car out of trouble early.
Getting ready to go back green here.
Here we go. It's going to be Leverstein showing us the way. Heath Lawson to the outside. Chris Arencia third. Green flag back in the air. A-main action back underway. It's 35 laps to go right now after the most recent caution. Only 2 cautions so far. And oh, Tupper's going to get out of shape. Caution flag's going to fly.
Right, man.
Frank Gonzalez not going to make it out of this one unscathed.
Wow, they stacked up a lot of cars there.
Go on board the blimp, show you exactly what happened. Tupper's going to get the wall. Trying to stay out of Arencia, gets it out of shape. From there, it's everybody trying to scatter. Tough break for Jesse Mason, Robbie, as he's going to get caught up in the end of that thing again. Heavy damage to the number 17 Mopar car, the driver out of Michigan.
Yeah, Beasley collected in another one. Wow.
Look at the cars rolling down pit road. Some of them looking like full-blown modifieds. Kennedy, what's the damage looking like to Mason?
I was actually looking at their literal, but yeah, it looks like Mason's car was pretty beat up, missing the whole front end.
Alright, man. Light you back on the
right
pace car. We're not
front,
going
looks like it was
green this
towed in.
time. We are.
Luckily enough for Mason, he's going to have another quick repair to lie on. Although, Robbie, now you're treading that dangerous water because one more incident and it could be the end of your night.
Yeah, you're you're flirting with disaster there, but from the description John gave us there, you didn't have any choice but to use that fast repair again there.
No, definitely not. Folks are just tuning in. John Kennedy, the president, doing us the great honor of being our pit road reporter. As right now we take some scenic cams of the field as they're going to roll around.
I was actually looking at Darren Literal's car, and he has no spoiler.
That's going to affect his handling.
Absolutely.
Take a look at what Kennedy's talking about there. You see it, folks. The spoiler gone on the 83 car. Definitely going to be something to keep an eye on and how that car handles as we get set to go green out of 4. Green flag in the air. It's going to be Leverstein back on the loud pedal. Heath Lawson second. And folks, keep your eye on that 7 car. Shane Kelly up 2 positions.
Big contact. Wow, that didn't bring out a caution. I'm impressed.
Joey Lamb looks like he's going to be one of the slower cars away from the scene. Last week's winner.
All got wrapped up.
Tough break for Joey Lamb. I tell you what, Robbie, while the getting's good, why don't we crank it up for the folks, put them right in the action here at the Eldora Speedway.
Let's do it. Wake Grandma and Grandpa up, tell them turn on the TV, turn on the iPad. We're cranking it up here, backwards hat television.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Well, as we say that, caution flag's going to fly once again. Not exactly sure what brought this one out, as I don't see anybody really off pace.
Look around the 83.
Go back, take a look, see if we can see something that may have happened to Literal, the driver out of the Mid-South region. Oh, sure enough. Go back, take a look. Good call on that action, Robbie. Here we go. They're going to be 4 wide out of turn number 2. Contact. Hazen and Literal going to get together. Hazen does a great job of just trying to lock it down. Although the damage on the 83 car now a little more severe. As not only is he missing the spoiler, also missing the nose cone.
Yeah, definitely not looking good. John, from your viewpoint, what would you do in Literal's shoes there?
I would definitely come down and use a faster repair, that's for sure. Because looking at it, the rear end actually looks like it's bent up also.
That's definitely not a good thing to have.
Well, the good news is, as you can tell by the Colby's eye paint spoiler back on the 83 car, he did come down, use one of those elected quick repairs. Looks like we may go single file this time. Virtue Racing Control's decision, maybe try to get some laps in here. It's 24 laps to go. It's been all Jacob Leverstein out front, Heath Lawson second, Shane Kelly going to be your third place runner right now. Fourth will be Chris Orencia. Top 5 is going to be Richard Spar rounding it out.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting here. As Leverstein gets back on the green, under gas on the green here. We're back racing. Leverstein's going to lead him down to turn 1. Battle right now is going to be for third spot. Orencia and Kelly go at it a little bit. But now on the bottom, here comes the 71 as he tries to throw the slider in 3 and 4.
See the field come roaring down the front straightaway, folks. Downtown Ronnie Brown right there in the midst of this battle. He's currently being shown in the 8th position after starting at 16th.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Caution flag's going to fly one more time. I believe it's Jared Beasley in the 114 car. Turned around on the back straightaway. We'll see what happened to the Alabama driver.
Looks like contact between him and the 61.
Go on board and see what we see from the blip cam. You are correct, though. Elzoff was running the high line, Robbie. Looked like he may have come off the wall a little bit. Beasley, unfortunately, going to catch the brunt end of the impact.
Yeah, it looks like Brendan just got the wall there a little bit, came off, got into Beasley. Beasley, unfortunately, is going to be the one.
Well, here we go, folks. It's 20 laps to go. We've had 5 cautions for 14 laps of the 31 ran. John, I don't know what it looks like from down there in the pits, but from up here in the box, it looks like the bottom still got a lot of moisture. I'm kind of surprised to not see folks going down there.
Yeah, I mean, Heath was down there towards the beginning of the race, and he made early in the race, he pulled side by side with Jake up there for a little bit, and then he just started getting up behind him and just riding behind him. He might be waiting until maybe later in the race.
I was just fixing to say, you think it's one of those things where Heath Lawson going to go down there, see what it's like, and then save it?
That's what I'm thinking he's doing. At least that's what I would do.
Well, here we go, folks. Restart, fixing to have it. It'll be 18 laps to go. When we go back green, you see the pace truck pull off. Green flag back in the air. It's going to be Leverstein leading us to the green. The driver out of Virginia looks strong all night from the pole. Oh, Orencia going to get the wall just a little bit.
Yeah, Renzi and Spartan made a slight contact there. It looked like Kelly didn't have a good start there as both of them tried to get around him. That kind of threw off the entry there for the 78 into turn number 1.
Here we go, folks, from the bumper cam of Frank Gonzalez. Catch all the action up front. What a battle it is going on.
Frank's done a good job battling back so far in this race. You know, he was wrapped up in one of those big wrecks. Had to come down and get it fixed. He's battled his way back up to 9th now.
Here's the 20 car of JR Bash. He currently sits behind Frank Gonzalez. There's the Joey Lamb Racing number 97 of Blake Heather. Heather trying to make the charge from the back, being caught up in one of those. Oh! Holy cow. The 61 car L's off. I don't believe it's going to bring out a caution.
Wow! I didn't see what you're talking about.
May have just been a connection issue, however, because I don't really see L's off out of the groove.
Yeah, hopefully that was just a connection issue, but it looked like he barrel rolled from the bottom of the track to the top.
Nonetheless, folks, it's going to be 13 laps to go. You see the battle right here. This is around the 10th position. There's Joey Lamb going to throw it deep, seal it cheap on the bottom as he's trying to make up some ground on Jesse Mason. Meanwhile, you go back up front. There is Jacob Leverstein.
Jacob's got about a second lead right now over second place at Lawson. And they've also got about a half a second back to Kelly and another half a second back to Spar, another half a second back to Rencia. So our top 5 are kind of spaced out right now. But I'm kind of wondering though if Lawson maybe isn't doing what Kennedy talked about. But right now I'm seeing a lot of guys in the back down there on the bottom. Kind of curious, Kennedy, does that worry a driver like you, that if a guy, you're trying to save that bottom for later in the race, and then everyone else is already down there kind of using up that moisture?
Yeah, I mean, that would worry me. You can see over in 3 and 4 how it's starting to get a darker shade to it.
Yeah, it's definitely looked like they're kind of ripping that moisture out of the bottom there. These guys are all digging hard down there on the bottom in the back of the pack.
Great battle right now going on. This is from the 9th and 10th position. Frank Gonzalez, Joey Lamb. Both of them did a little catfishing in 3 and 4. Frank stayed down there in 1. Joey going to go to the top. Now we're going to cross it back over. Joey Lamb going to go to the bottom, do a little bottom feed, and see if he can work around. Oh, contact. He and Frank going to get together. That's going to allow Blake Heather back into the battle, as well as the Buckeye Bullet of Chris Lewis.
Yeah, most definitely Chris Lewis is going to be able to pull back on there. I was actually watching the battle right there between the 91 and the 83 as they were throwing crossovers and sliders off of every corner. Good hard racing between those two there. Oh! Joey goes around. Chris Lewis into it. JR literal there at the end is going to pile into it.
Tough break for last week's winner. We're going to go on board, see exactly what happened. This was the battle that we were kind of highlighting. There's the Lamb going to get up right along the cushion. Oh, Robbie, you know what? I feel like we're going to go on board the roof cam of Christopher Lewis, but I feel like what you're going to see here is a little bit of what we in the sim world call net code. Is I don't believe those cars ever really going to make contact, true contact at least.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely doesn't look like they really touched, but as we call it net code, it kind of kicks it around. And I tell you, with this new damage model, Joey's left rear fender is kind of crinkled in a little bit. It still sort of registers that fender being in its normal place a little bit. And that could be what caused that there.
It definitely could be, as Lamb's going to bring the 81 Russell Brown race car to the attention of the crew. Meanwhile, back up front, laps winding down. 3 laps to go right now. Jacob Leverstein looks like he could be well on the way to picking up his 3rd win of the season.
Yeah, most definitely. It looks like we're going to finish this one under caution.
I believe we're going to go 1 to green this time. Out of turn number 4, we're going to have a 1-lap shootout.
This is going to get exciting.
Definitely so. Katie barred the door. It's about to get interesting. We're going to see if Leverstein can hang on Heath Lawson. Here we go. Whoa, Doctor, she's on. Green flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Leverstein going to get a great jump as we continue to pan around through the field. It's all Leverstein right now. Everybody else just kind of making up what they can.
Yeah, Leverstein's going to come off a 4 here. He's going to come with the checker flag, and that's going to make 3 out of the last 4 races for Jacob Leverstein. Heath Lawson, though, is going to come on second. Heck of a run by Heath there.
Heath Lawson going to finish second. Richard Spar third. Shane Kelly fourth. Chris Arencia rounds out your top 5. Then you have Dustin Hall, Trevor Drake, Downtown Ronnie Brown, Frank Gonzalez, and Blake Heath are going to round out the field.
Most definitely, and it looks like tonight's hard charger. Let's see. Spar came up 10 spots. Dustin Hall. Yeah, it looks like Dustin Hall is going to be our hard charger tonight, as Dustin's going to gain 15 positions.
Great drive for the 331 car, the driver out of the Plains region. Robbie, we'll go ahead and let you get those post-race interviews in.
All right, well, we'll start with our hard charger. Find him here. I do not see Richard, or I do not see Paul, unless I'm mistaken. Nope. No, is that? Is he in here, John? Am I just missing him? Is it the DR Hall?
I believe so, maybe.
Dustin Hall, Robbie Butner, backwards hat. You got a copy, bud? Dustin Hall, Robbie Butner, backwards hat production. You got a copy, bud? Well, don't look like we're going to get an interview with him. Let's see. Looks like our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Spar's here. So, Richard Spar, Robbie Butner, backwards hat production. Got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, brother, brought it home 3rd tonight. Hard fought finish there. Last lap, green, white checkered finish there. You're able to make it around Shane Kelly. Looked like Shane wasn't getting as good a starts there as you and Arencia there towards the end. Looked like you guys kind of wondering whether or not you were able to get around somebody with wheel spin there. Once y'all got clarification on that, it seemed like at that point Shane was kind of a sitting duck.
Yeah, you know, we talked to Michael there. You know, we didn't want to pass. You know, if we weren't allowed to, if we weren't allowed to jump there. But yeah, he was getting a little bit of wheel spin there, and I knew in that green white checkered, if I could just get to the door, I might be able to get him and get a podium here tonight.
I tell you, man, you did just that. We're able to come home with a solid 3rd place finish, man. I tell you, you started deep in this field as well. You started 13th, worked your way all the way up to 3rd. So, you know, you had to come through a heat race tonight. Won your heat race. So, pretty good overall night for you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, running that heat race, I knew early on my car wouldn't be good, but, you know, got into feature time and the setup really came alive, and, you know, we were able to work our way up through there, and fortunately get to talk to you guys here tonight.
Well, man, I don't know if that's so fortunate for you, but we appreciate it. But I tell you, man, this track tonight kind of seemed to have been topside dominant, but it looked like if you had to make the bottom work, you could make that bottom work.
Yeah, really in that heat race, I figured the top side was going to be pretty dominant throughout the feature, but I noticed it started to go away a little bit there in heat 3. Changed a little bit in the setup to maybe be able to work the bottom, and fortunately for us, we got to start on the bottom and make some quick work of some guys and get up through there. But the bottom definitely came alive there late in the feature.
It's definitely good to see a track when it kind of widens out as one group wears out and the other ones start coming in. Definitely good to see. But again, man, heck of a run for you tonight. Won your heat race, going to come home third tonight after starting 13th. We thank you for taking some time to talk to us, man. Before I let you go, anybody out there you want to give a shout out to or a huge thank you to?
Yeah, I definitely got to thank my teammates over there at Gen X Bad. Great little team over there. We lost some guys over the past few weeks, but rebuilding all of our sponsors: Amsoil, Napa, H&M Automotive, SCP, Evil One Graphics, Folds of Honor. Just a great group of guys, and I'm just proud to be able to run one of these broadcasted races and put the car up front.
Heck yeah, brother. Best of luck to you the rest of the season. Hopefully we'll see you back again maybe next week. Don't know what your plans are, but it was definitely good to see you out here this week.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be back to see if we can get a win.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best of luck to you, and again, congratulations on a solid third-place finish.
Appreciate it.
All righty. That's our third-place finisher. Now let's walk over here and get us a talk with our second-place finisher. Heath Lawson, Robbie Buckner, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Heath, man, you were one of the picks tonight to win this thing. Definitely almost came through there. You started third, going to come home second tonight. I tell you, man, it looked like at the beginning of the race you tested that bottom out like John was telling us, and then kind of settled in on the top groove. Were you thinking maybe about going to the bottom there towards the end of the race if we'd had a long run, or is just the bottom just not what your car liked?
No, it was good on the bottom. I needed a long run. I couldn't really get a rhythm up with the short runs that we had, but that bottom, it was good at the start, and I wanted to run it at the end. We could get a long enough run.
Heck yeah, brother. You think if we'd have had a long enough run, you'd have had anything for Jacob there?
I don't know if I would have had anything for Jacob. He's pretty fast, but I'd like to get up there and at least challenge him a little bit.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, though, solid night for you, man. You didn't have to worry about going through the heat races, locked yourself in through qualifying. You were fast in practice, fast in qualifying, fast in the race. If anything, you got to be able to take away from tonight that you definitely have a fast car and you can run with these guys week in, week out, and that win's got to be right around the corner for you.
Yeah, hopefully you can come here soon. I always enjoy racing with these guys. Hopefully it'll come soon.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you spending some time here talking with us. And before I let you go, man, anybody you want to give a shout out or a huge thank you to?
I just want to thank Blake Cannon for helping me out with some of my setup stuff, and the Late Model Dirt Series, Off Axis Paint, Dirt Late Model Magazine, and Gas Reach Race Project.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Go after that win.
Yep, thanks, man.
Alrighty. Well, that was our second place finisher, and tonight we're going to go to Victory Lane. And for the first time in any of his 3 victories this year in the MVRL, I believe we're going to be able to talk to our winner tonight, Jacob Leverstein. Robbie Buckner, backwards hat. Do you got a copy, brother?
Yep, I got you.
There's the man, the myth, the legend that has won 3 out of the last 4. I owe him 3 Victory Lane interviews now. But, man, I tell you, your car was on a rail tonight, dude. How was it out there on the track? And it seemed like you never really got challenged that much.
Yeah, our car was hooked up tonight. We had a real good car working on it all day, and the track was fun. I used to not really like Eldora that much a little while back, but I really like it now. It's pretty fun when you got a good setup underneath you.
Yeah, it never hurts when you have a fast car and a good setup, and you're able to put it out front and let it eat in front of everybody all night long. Definitely got to be more fun than battling at the back and not really going anywhere. But I tell you, we talked about it at the beginning of the race. You come in here, winner of 2 of the last 3 races, could have potentially won 3 of the last 3 if it weren't for some incidents in the last race for you. But man, I tell you, you are on a heck of a roll right now in the MVRL. Just winning race after race after race. What does it take to be able to come out here each week and have that fast of a car?
Well, I'm practicing every day. You know, I'm just practicing as much as I can and putting a lot of time into different setups and stuff, and just time, really.
Well, heck yeah, brother. It's good to finally be able to talk to you down here in Victory Lane. Like I said, I owed you 2 Victory Lane talks as it is. Then we got a third one tonight, man. Hopefully we can start that streak again next week. Think you're going to have what it takes to get them next week, too?
I'll give it a shot, see what I have.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Well, man, again, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us tonight, man. And as always, before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anybody you want to tell thank you to?
I want to thank you guys up in the booth for doing such a good job, and also want to thank the HRE guys, of course. I wouldn't be as fast if it wasn't for them. So,
well, heck yeah, brother. Enjoy this one. Like I said, won 3 out of the last 4. Had a 2-race winning streak come to an end last week, but starting a new one today. That is your winner tonight here at Eldora, the house that Earl built and Tony made great. Jacob Leverstein in the 777.
Well, folks, a great night of racing action has come to a close once again here on Wednesday night with the MVRL. I believe, if I heard correctly, next week we should be at the Kokomo Speedway. So, Robbie, you talk about fighter jets in the gymnasium.
Off next week.
Oh, they're off next week for Thanksgiving. That's right. We're going to observe Thanksgiving here with the MVRL, but they'll be back next week, and I believe that's when they're going to go to Kokomo. And I don't know. I don't even know if fighter jets in the. I don't even know if the gymnasium. I don't even know if that place is big enough to be considered a gymnasium.
Like Bowman Gray for dirt late models. That track is not designed for dirt late models, but it's a whale of a show. Jesse Mason and Michael Redding, I'm sure, will have a great event for these guys. But I know John Kennedy can tell you how horrible I am at Kokomo.
Horrible.
Of course, I'm horrible everywhere, right, John?
Oh, you're getting better.
Getting better. Well, John, man, personally, I want to thank you for coming up here tonight and being our pit road reporter. I know the night didn't go the way you wanted it to. You know, didn't qualify inside the top 10, had to come through a heat race. Looked like you had a chance to advance there, and a little bit of contact kind of slowed you down, man. But I tell you, I've enjoyed having you with us here tonight, doing the pit reporting for us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And you got anything you want to tell these fans before we get out of here tonight?
Oh, I had a blast tonight, and tune in 2 weeks when we go to Kokomo. That'll be fun.
Heck yeah. Well, Bradley, last week I ended the show. This week, I think after we do our official rundown here, I think we need to get back to tradition and let you end the show. What do you think?
Well, I mean, as much as I enjoyed it last week, yeah, if you insist, I guess I can go ahead and end the show. But first, folks, we're going to give you the official rundown. How they finished tonight: Jacob Leverstein makes it 3 out of the last 4. Heath Lawson, second. Richard Spar, third. Shane Kelly going to be 4th, one of his highest finishes in the season. And Chris Arencia going to round out your top 5. 6th will be Dustin Hall. 7th is going to be Trevor Drake, all the way up from 17th. Netting a gain of 10 positions. Downtown Ronnie Brown's going to come up 8 spots from the 16th starting spot to finish 8th. 9th will be Frank Gonzalez, and rounding out your top 10, that's going to be Blake Either.
Yeah, coming home at 11th is going to be J.R. Bash, another driver that had a good night. Started 22nd, moved up to 11th. J. Darren Little had to fight through a lot tonight just to come home 12th, so not the night he wanted, but definitely a good salvage finish there. The nightly one, Dustin Levernight's going to come on 13th. Babyface Hazen is going to come on 14th. Jared Beasley 15th. The Jedi Joey Lamb's going to come home 16th. The guy from Illinois, Brendan Elsoff's going to come home 16th. Or, yeah, 16th. 17th is going to be that 17 car of Jesse Mason. I'm sorry, 18th is Jesse Mason. 19th is going to be Christopher Lewis. And rounding out your top 20 is going to be that 85 of Cole Harvey. And it looks like Eric Tupper and Brett Rolls are going to round out our field tonight.
Well, folks, like we said, an exciting night of racing here from the Eldora Speedway, the house that Earl built, Rossburg, Ohio. We said we will be off next week to observe Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a safe Thanksgiving as you go throughout the travels, seeing family or whatnot. But like I said, off next week, then back for Kokomo. Definitely one of the most highly anticipated races on the schedule. For Robbie Buckner, our special pit reporter John Kennedy, I am Bradley Wilson. This is the widely imitated, never duplicated Backwards Hat Productions. Until next time, folks, stay safe, and we hope to see you at the dirt track.